are determined to win it back.
Ronaldo, brilliant. It's Neymar. Oh, wow, a thunderbolt from Gareth Bale. Little Messi back to his very, very best.
Yes, the aim is quite simple for Barcelona and Real Madrid. Win back what they both feel is rightfully theirs. Tonight, Luis Enrique's men travel to El Madrigal off the back of an opening day victory against Elche. They face Villareal, who also won their first game of the season and look very impressive in the process. Then after, we head to the Anoeta. European champions are in San Sebastian to take on Real Sociedad. No Cristiano Ronaldo tonight, no Xabi Alonso from now on. But with the rumours of Radamel Falcao, you wouldn't rule out more additions to this star-studded Real Madrid squad. Both games are live on Sky Sports 5, and don't forget to continue watching Activate Now. So the transfer merry-go-round is in overdrive. We'll keep you up to date throughout the evening and see if Barcelona and Real Madrid can continue their 100% starts to the season. Joining me tonight, Ozzy Ardiles and Guillaume Balaguer. And Guillaume, before we talk about the matches, what's the latest news about the transfers, the ins to Spain? I'm talking about Radamel Falcao, Alvaro Negredo, and especially a Revista exclusive Chicharito.
Manchester United and Real Madrid have agreed a loan deal, a one-year loan deal for Chicharito Hernández to be a player of Real Madrid, which some may say surprising because what they've lost is, Xabi Alonso, a midfielder. How can that be replaced? But they also lost Morata, and Ancelotti decided that if they were going to get anybody, it will have to be a number 9. Real Madrid had 3 choices. It was Chicharito's number 1, and they've gone for him. The agreement already in place. Second one was Negredo, but nobody guaranteed them that his injury was going to be recovered beyond the 2 months that is expected that he's going to be out. And Soldado was the third choice. But once they've agreed Chicharito, that's it. Real Madrid have got another striker.
The thought pattern was to be an understudy for Karim Benzema, but why not get someone like Radamel Falcao who can come in and score the goals?
The whole summer, and we said it yesterday here, the whole summer Real Madrid have been saying it's an invention of the press, as an invention of Jorge Mendes, that we want Falcao. Falcao wanted to go to Real Madrid. What's interesting, of course, is that Negredo is negotiating with Valencia with the possibility of going on loan to Valencia. He's willing to reduce his wages, and if that happens, Manchester United will then get Falcao. So that's the situation that is Manchester City. That's the situation that's been negotiated at the moment. Everybody's saying it's still very unlikely, early hours for this, but Negredo is kind of pushing to go to Valencia, in which case the fair play finances will allow Manchester City to get Falcao. But that's still hours away. They're saying that perhaps tomorrow.
Very quickly, Ozzy, what do you think about Chicharito to Real Madrid?
Well, it's a dream move for Chicharito, certainly, and Real Madrid needs somebody else, certainly. So it could work very well for both.
Okay, let's turn it around to this game now. We've got a real good game on our hands. Barcelona very impressive last week, but so were Villareal. We're just about to get their teams now, I think. Yeah, Villareal with a 4-4-2 formation. Striker Uche is out injured. The Dos Santos brothers up against their old club, although Jonathan is injured. Giovanni could be a threat. Bruno, Carney and also Denis Cheryshev will be key players today. For Barcelona, well, Neymar's fit, but he's on the bench. 18-year-old sensation Munir keeps his place. Andres Iniesta got a knock, but still no Xavi. He's on the bench as well. Pedro comes in, as does Gerard Piqué for the suspended Mascherano. But just what kind of a game are you expecting here for Luis Enrique's first away game in charge?
Well, certainly a very, very tough game. From my own part, delighted to be commentating on Barcelona. Big fan of them. I mean, they have been the best team in the world not so long ago. And this is the standard they want to come back. So they started the season very well, with a very good win, very impressive win. But Villareal as well, and Villareal they are playing at home. So I'm expecting a very, very tough game, but of course, I will never bet against Barcelona.
Only one game, of course, gone so far. Lionel Messi looked like the Messi of old last week. What do you put that down to?
I personally believe, I mean, this is a question as well for Guillem, because Guillem knows him very well indeed. But I believe that for Messi to play well, he has to be in harmony with all his surroundings. last season he had a lot of problem with some vice president of Barcelona, some problem with the taxman, some injury problem in the way the team was playing, and so on. So that all this affect him so much. It look right now he's happy, and when he's happy, he's the Lionel Messi that we all want to see.
Luis Enrique knows this is a big game. This is a game. Last week was pretty easy. This one will decide as to exactly how far they've come.
Yeah, but isn't it fascinating that in every game he's sending a message? So in the first game he puts Rafinha ahead of Pedro, and on this one he leaves on the bench Xavi Hernandez and Neymar. Luis Enrique is trying to say you have to give me the best during the week, and then I'll put you on the pitch. Great sign.
I think it is, definitely, and of course options to come on if things aren't going right. Your commentary team, Terry Gibson and Rob Palmer.
Well, it's quite a matchup, these two clubs. The mighty Barcelona with the millions at hand against Villareal, a team from a town of around 51,000 people, a stadium which sells out at 25,000, 17,500 socios, always punching above their weight. I always think of this one as an emotional evening when Barcelona come to town, Terry. It's like playing a village team in many ways, isn't it?
It is, and it's always a tough fixture, and always an attractive fixture. I don't expect any different tonight. Two teams have started the season off really well. Plenty of attractive, exciting, entertaining footballers, so looking really forward to a really good game of football.
Looks as though they've given the groundsman a couple of weeks off before this game for the first home match at El Madrigal. Quite a contrast to the lush surface at the Camp Nou. The Barcelona eager to get into their stride after that wonderful opening night performance against Elche. Interception there from Victor Ruiz, who's on loan from Valencia.
So the early delivery into the box. Good defending from Victor Ruiz at the near post. Of course, Dani Alves is going to push forward on that right flank. That needs no explanation. That's what we expect from Barcelona. And you're quite right, the pitch isn't in great condition.
Rakitic, the new signing, floats in the corner. Bounces across the goal. Barcelona with two chances in the opening 1.5 minutes. I think the stage has been set here in El Madrigal.
So the attempt there from the edge of the box from Munir. Doesn't hit the target. A bit of anxiety there for Sergio Asenjo when he sees the youngster on the edge of the box, relatively unopposed.
Munir is given an opportunity from the start again. Neymar comes in. Of course, he was not fit to start last week. Piqué does start, despite the national team coach dropping it this week. Here is Piqué. He's had a hip injury. Bosque said he didn't feel that he was on top of his game and fit enough to play for Spain against France this week at Macedonia in the European qualifiers, but Luis Enrique has rather disagreed and starts him tonight. Dani Alves. Villareal loses out. Rakitic. Messi. Now Pedro. Great cross from Pedro, but in the way was Ruiz. Pedro, another player restored to the team. Back to Lionel Messi. A comfortable save for Asenjo.
You can see them start off in a really lively fashion. And Pedro does well here. Little step over, but then doesn't cross it into the box. Looks for the pass to Messi on the edge of the box. Good touch, good first control. Snapshot, fortunately for Villareal. Straight at Sergio Asenjo. It's an excellent start from Barcelona, winning the ball back quickly. Everything they're doing at the moment is sharp, very tidy. Villareal getting plenty of bodies back behind the ball, but at the moment not stopping those attempts on goal.
Barcelona players slipping and sliding. I don't think the surface is quite what they anticipated. Mariano. Arfina starts the game again, the young Brazilian-born Spanish under-20 international. Luis Enrique putting a message out there. He's not afraid to play youth, and here is Messi, but a tremendous tackle by Ruiz. Rodriguez do have a little pace. This is Cherchev, a Russian winger on loan from Real Madrid, scored last week. Ball is whisked away from Nacho. Missing out defence, and Pedro on the prowl just in case. I suppose it has to be anticipated, so it's a high energy start.
It is, and Barcelona do have to be careful. They're dominating possession and in the attacking half of the pitch, but on the odd occasion Villareal do get the ball. They do carry a threat from the pace of Cherchev and Giovanni Dos Santos. Cani is playing just slightly behind those two players. Slight change tactically from Marcelino.
Messi, great run from Dani Alves, right across. Well, feature of the opening 5 minutes of this game has been the defensive tackling. This time is Musacho. Without Mascherano, of course, tonight, he is serving a suspension after his dismissal against Elche. So something about the depth of the squad when they don't include the new goalkeeper Ter Stegen. The Marlon still injured. Iniesta has a knee problem. Adriano is back with the squad after that heart scare at the start of the season. Bartra, who's gone into the Spanish squad this week, is on the bench tonight. Naming players who are not performing tonight.
So Lionel Messi hit, feeds it to Dani Alves, who cuts it back across goal. Usual suspects attacking it into the box there. Thomas Munir and Pedro. It's the record signing of this humble little club. Good build-up, it's a bit of a stretch over there for Pina. Enrique won't like the fact that they've slowed the play down. We saw last week he demands a high tempo. One of the changes as well is Messi's been given this free role once more. He goes wherever he wants and then the rest fit in. Now how did Barcelona readjust as Cherchev plays a 1-2 with Giovanni Dos Santos, of course, once a Barcelona player. You see the tactics there, can't you, from Marcelino's side? They're not pressing high up the pitch, they're dropping back behind the ball. When they steal the ball back, Cani's in a position where he's allowed some sort of freedom, and he will find the pass to the two strikers, and they have the pace to trouble the Barcelona defence.
It's in a situation like this where Villareal do have an advantage over Barcelona physically. He needed a PK to get in the way. He's got to take his central position again, and Giovanni was apparently not thinking and was offside. Bit of a waste.
I think Mature does give them a little bit more height, doesn't he, in the centre of defence. Certainly he's a bigger player than Mascherano. And I think with Busquets, 3 decent-sized players to mark is a luxury for a Barcelona manager in recent seasons.
Is the La Revelación, as they say in Spain. Munir Had a tremendous pre-season. Scored 4 goals in 2 matches against Helsinki and Lianesa. That was the surprise inclusion from the start last week, and responded with a goal against Elche. Tonight he lines up alongside Messi and Rafinha.
It's an interesting choice for Marcelino to allow Kenny that roaming role. He's released some of his defensive duties on him. He's got a nice solid midfield three. Trigueros, a really hard-working player. Bruno, top-quality player. And Pino, another hard-working player. Whenever they get the ball, the first player they can look for is Kenny. Then in turn here we'll try and release Giovanni Dos Santos and Cheryshev. But it's a 33-year-old Kenny, and I think Marcelino's doing the right thing in this game. And taking away some of those defensive duties. I see Pino and Busquets. That's not going to be the last time we see those two players coming together this evening.
Money up to Dani Alves, who has a bit of history at this ground. You may remember that terrible incident last year where one of the, well, you can't call them fans, but one of the people watching threw a banana on the pitch at Alves, who responded brilliantly by peeling it and having a bite. Monia plays the 1-2. Rakitic with the call. He can hit them from here. Not with accuracy, though.
He's playing slightly deeper than we saw him play for Sevilla. It's almost a double pivot alongside Sergio Busquets. And when he steps into that position, we know he has the quality to a far better attempt at goal than he showed on that occasion.
Good movement from Trigueros. Comfortable take for the new keeper Bravo. Didn't get much of a test on his Barcelona Liga debut last week. Kept a clean sheet, yet to concede a goal for his new club. Monia. Messi loses 2. Third man took it off him. Giovanni. Now Pina holding off Rakitic. Just looking at their starting 11, Villareal, they're effectively playing without a centre forward. Terry, they've got Carney, Giovanni, Cheryshev, all good attacking players, but none of them would have on their passport occupation striker.
No, I think that's no Uche is out injured. I think that Marcelino is going with pace and mobility in the attacking positions.
They do have their summer signing Vieto, who cost €5 million plus from Racing. He's only 20 years of age. He scored a couple of goals on his debut in the Europa League qualifiers. Maybe he will be introduced as an impact player. Messi. Rafinha. Elvis outlet is Alba. Rakitic lets it go to Dani Alves. Alves hits and hopes. Easy header.
Musaki over the headed clearance, something they should be able to deal with. That type of cross thrown into the box.
And back by Rakitic, but the referee, Senor Velasco Caballo, right on top of the situation. Going with a home crowd.
It's Rakitic making the challenge on Trigueros. Turning into a good player, he is, the midfield player for Villareal, still only 22. Good season last year, a breakthrough season for him, and looks at home in top-flight football.
He scored against Barcelona last year when they went 2-up Villareal. They ended up scoring 2 own goals as a team and losing by 3-2. Barcelona did the double over them. They did have a good spell in recent history. Villareal, where they were beating Barcelona. They had 3 wins in a row before last season. Alves to Messi, back to Alves.
long-range 1-2 there from Lionel Messi and Dani Alves. Makes the run a little bit too early.
Messi wins it back. Great hunger from him. Pedro. And a spectacular stop from Arsenio. A little lapse in concentration. Almost costly.
Well, it's great play initially from Lionel Messi. It's a good attempt from Pedro and a fine save from Arsenio, but Villareal have their shape, have their system, but if they lose the ball quickly, they're not in shape. Barcelona can really punish them there. Pedro unlucky on that occasion.
Rakitic again fires it in. Piqué throwing himself at the ball. Messi. I think the only way is back. Dani Alves, he knows that there will be competition for his place in the near future with Douglas, the Brazilian, being unveiled this week at the club. He gave a section of the support an opportunity, the unveiling, to have a dig at Andoni Zubizarreta, the sporting director. Hasn't been the most comfortable summer in that particular department. Jordi Alba.
It's an interesting stat. 137 passes from Barcelona in the first 15 minutes of the game. 109 accurate passes. It does emphasise how quickly Luis Enrique wants the ball moved around.
Luis Enrique has changed the face of the team. It's the old Barcelona style of playing, but just looking at the starting 11 tonight, you would argue that 11 of them, the new signings, and the likes of Rafinha and Munir, who've come through the academy, 5 of the starting 11 were not first-team players at the club last year.
That's a feature for Villareal. Normal fixtures that Mario and Jaime Costa get forward. Haven't been able to get across the halfway line as yet, the 2 full-backs from Villareal.
Here's Munir. Nacho. Piqué. Villareal happy to just sit back, keep Barcelona at bay, 25 yards away from goal, and then the tackles become a little more snappy. Piqué. Dani Alves. Rakitic. Just possession football, but for a connoisseur, it's a joy to watch, isn't it?
You can see they're very well quite happy for Busquets and Mathieu and Piqué to have it.
Before we make it a Barcelona loving, let's just say how well Villareal are defending as well. Marcelino is one of the wiser, experienced coaches in La Liga. Set his team up with a purpose tonight. They've had a couple of great seasons, Villareal. He guided them back into top-flight football at his first attempt. And last season, 7th position, earned them yet another qualification, and 9th in 11 years. Luis Enrique this week finding out who Barca will be up against: Paris Saint-Germain and Ajax and Apoel. A group they're expected to advance from, but it's going to be a wee bit bumpy. Pedro. Fires it to the far post where there's nobody waiting.
Senho doesn't get a touch to it. Therefore, it's a goal kick to Villareal. An incisive pass amongst all of the square passing and safe passing from Barcelona. It was Busquets that set off that attack with an incisive pass into the feet of Messi out wide. Dani Alves whips a crossing that isn't the usual quality. Certainly not the quality needed to find Lionel Messi or Munir or Pedro.
It's a great point made by Marcelino, the coach of Villareal. He said they spent, by their standards, quite heavily this summer, just over 12 million euros. And then he pointed out that was the cost of the two goalkeepers that Barca signed, 12 million each on Ter Stegen and Bravo. Barcelona's total spend, of course, was around 162 million euros. Rakitic. And so far, so good for Villareal there. Defensive plan has been excellent. The idea is to become a little more expansive as the game develops. Pina makes his move, he draws Mathieu out of his central position. Gaspar takes a gamble there. A couple of challenges off the ball, and Pina gets heavy-handed.
Villareal would certainly like to enjoy more with the ball. I'm afraid it's when they lose it, wherever they lose it on the pitch, then Barcelona do have the opportunity to attack against a team that isn't set up as rigidly as when they're out of possession. It's a catch-22 situation because Villareal do, as a side, rely on having possession. Good passes on the ball, a good possession team.
Jogos snared by Rakitic. He's been a little too strong in the tackle on a couple of occasions. Rakitic was Cherchev who he caught on that occasion. Costa. Cani. Miscontrol. So frustrating for Villareal, giving it away. And Barcelona play that game as well. And then a foolish little foul from Rafinha. Maybe the referee taking into account his age and his lack of experience. I guess his trigger reaction, the referee, was to reach for his yellow card.
I think the Villareal players, and Cani in particular, just wanted the play to continue. I thought the referee was going to book him then, but I think he was going to take the brunt of the blame for the two fouls by Rakitic, and I think the referee had enough and was going to book Rafinha.
Another corner for Villareal.
See there, the full-back Mario. It's the first time he's really got forward. Hands inside a corner.
I told that Barcelona last season conceded goals, 11 goals from set pieces. This is Cani. Giovanni. Oh, they should have conceded another goal from a set piece there. That was some miss from just a couple of yards out by Victor Ruiz.
Barcelona caught napping at that short set piece, worked by Villareal. Giovanni dos Santos eventually gets in towards the far post, a central defender, a left-footed player as well. Bounced up at an awkward height for him. I'm trying to find an excuse for him. There's a little deflection on the way, and that's two excuses. But frankly, he has to score it out. Doesn't see it too late. Should have done better there, Victor Ruiz.
Messi leaves the defender for dead. Lays the ball off. Messi continues. I have to say it was good defending and poor control. And maybe slightly bobbly pitch to blame now. But a delight from Messi. This is Alves. Man down for Barcelona. They continue despite that. There's no way that Villareal are going to put it out of play. It's a game that does have an edge to it.
And it's played at such a pace where the people are running with the ball, passing the ball. There's Mario there. He does stick a leg out. He does catch Pedro across the knee. Not too much contact with the ball. And the referee deems it that Pedro goes to ground too easily.
Maybe one of those that, if he was at the Camp Nou with sound effects from 80,000 Catalan supporters, the referee may have been swayed. Luis Enrique behind him on the bench. And superstar Neymar has been told to wait. And Xavi also left out from the start. And there's Rakitic, who's effectively Xavi's replacement. Not with passes like that. Recovered by Jordi Alba. Busquets. Stretch for Alves. Too much of a stretch for Alves.
Not too pleased with his teammate. Here we see it again. I think it would have gone down as a harsh penalty if it had been given.
It was the reaction, I think, from Pedro which convinced the referee not to give it. That makes sense.
But he does get a great touch. When he cuts inside, if it had been a good touch and completely took it away from the defender, then the defender makes contact, then it would have been a clearer decision for the referee. But the fact it bobbled between the Mario and Pedro, it wasn't a clean challenge, but it wasn't clean control from Pedro. Probably made it a tougher one for the referee to call.
Rakitic. Alves. Now Piqué.
Two Villareal strikers are going to have to be very patient, Giovanni Dos Santos and Cheryshev, because they're not getting a lot of service. And they've got to be really dynamic when they do get brought into the game.
Busquets. Messi's touch. And here tries to freestyle. But as far as Rakitic. Now Alves again. Ball looped in. Little hesitance from the Villareal defenders. Mario Gaspar knocks it out just as a safety first measure.
I think he was right to do so. Messi was loitering around the far post. Munir was the player that made the darting run across towards the centre of goal.
Little flick from Rafinha. Maybe took it out of the path of Piqué, who was just behind him. Alves goes down. His legs seem to collapse beneath him. As expected, Cali pleads innocence there. The referee's not going to allow the free kick to be taken before he has delivered his full lecture.
Cunning tactical plan there from Luis Enrique towards Jordi Alba. So Dani Alves, there's a clip at the heels, isn't there? I think it was a clear foul, accidental collision. I certainly don't think it was a dive from Dani Alves.
Well, Marcelino is fully aware of Barcelona's danger in situations like this. Even though it's on an angle, it's within Lionel Messi range. Trying to cause diversions. Messi goes for the near post. Goalkeeper just about keeps it out. Big hand for Arsenio. Razor sharp reflexes.
I think it's a deflection of Jogos as well. Just takes a nick on the way there off the post, and somehow Villareal scramble it away. See what Messi's trying to do. It's twofold there. He can hit the ball towards goal and it goes straight directly in, or it gets a touch off one of the players in there. On that occasion it was a Villareal defender.
Piqué. Claudio Bravo to Jordi Alba. Barcelona with 5 shots to Villareal's 1. In truth, the Villareal shot was the most clear-cut chance of the game. Messi cuts inside, draws every single defender, flips it over the top. Gaspar does enough And Victor Ruiz walks the ball out of defence.
Should have been a goal. Fantastic run and pass from Messi. Rafinha should do better. Two players in the 6-yard box. Would have been a tap in if he got the ball across. Mario probably shouldn't have been allowed to have blocked it. Some great contact from Rafinha. Took up a great position.
Villareal built on a quite decent defence last season. Certainly the goalkeeper was 5th in the thermometer of the league table statistically for goalkeepers. But interesting that they had twice as many clean sheets away from home as they did at home. There's Lionel Messi, lovely layoff. Rafinha tries to play it back into him. Messi retrieves the ball. Dani Alves. Just come off the toe of Costa. The referee says not. This is the save.
It's a really good save, isn't it? Once he gets that deflection, so difficult for the goalkeeper.
Half an hour gone as part of our Sunday night double-header. Don't forget, coming up next on Sky Sports 5, Real Sociedad against Real Madrid. And on Tuesday, day later this week, Revista. Looks like Guillem and Scott are going to have an awful lot to talk about in that tunnel that exists between La Liga these days and the Premier League. I believe there's a number of moves going on and contracts being translated by top lawyers as I speak. PK. Nacho to Busquets. Slight touch again. Yeah, this time the referee's assistant points for the corner. Wasn't sure. I think our Spanish director is suggesting it may have come off the arm there. So that would have been clutching at straws.
Yep, I didn't see one Barcelona player appeal for that.
Pedro.
I think we have to take into account as well the tactics Marcelino set up. His side did play again on Thursday in the Europa League. Qualify for the group stages, and normally it's Barcelona playing midweek weekend, but they've had the week to prepare.
Villareal have had a great start to the season. 2 wins in Europe and a success on the opening night against Levante. In fact, they've played 3 games and have yet to concede a goal on all 3.
Been amongst the goals. It was a trip to Kazakhstan as well for the first leg here, in the second leg at home, but still in the early stages of the season. It's their 4th game in a couple of weeks.
Alves. Rakitic. Nacho. Messi. Time, space for Alves. Considers his options. Good header again. Played by Victor Ruiz. And PK. Maybe somehow Barcelona have to be a little less predictable. Real doing very well, reading all of their intentions at the moment. Alves. Rakitic is to his right. Neat ball inside to Pedro. Corner again.
That's better from Dani Alves. I think he's too content at times just to hurl it into the box.
Taken quickly, it's Pedro. Flies it to the far post where Nacho was, I think he was due to come in. He arrived a little bit late.
Obviously going to be pushed forward for set pieces. I think Luis Enrique has higher expectations that he might be heading the ball in a goal rather than hitting a dipping volley from an acute angle from 25 yards.
It's not a bad bench, is it? Xavi and Neymar in reserve, just in case. Busquets. First time they've expressed themselves fully here, Villareal. Fans get on the edge of their seats and raise the volume, but Barcelona get players back. Rakitic just in front of the back four.
I was impressed with both teams there, Rob. The Barcelona players were sprinting around, really trying to press quickly, really testing the skills of the Villareal players, who knocked it about really well. 4 or 5 quick passes. Eventually crowded out on the edge of the box. Jogos gives away the free kick, probably on purpose, knowing that Barcelona were going to be trying to get up the field pretty quickly.
Alves. Busquets. Good run from the back here from Musacchio, the central defender who led the charge. Now he's got a big sprint back. Rafinha. Rakitic. They're allowing Dani Alves so much freedom on this right-hand side, Villareal. The ploy's working, he's putting cross after cross.
And this is a better type of cross, isn't it? This is more suited to the likes of Messi and Pedro and Munir. Getting on the end though, good defending from Victor Ruiz. Messi marks there, one in front, one behind by the 2 Villareal central defenders.
This time Nacho is in the penalty area. It's been a masterclass in defending set pieces as Dos Santos drives his way out, and he was caught, and the referee will show yellow this time.
Again, another example though of how Luis Enrique wants his team to win it back quickly. You can see a clear foul, clear pull of the shirt by Pedro. Dos Santos, to his credit, trying to stay on his feet because he knows there was a chance for a counter-attack from Villareal.
First yellow card of the evening to a Barcelona player. So 2 of the clubs that had 2 of the better disciplinary records in La Liga last season.
Spoke about the pitch earlier. I think it was a slip there from Cheryshev, and that's why the Barcelona players are not happy with that particular decision.
That's where the anger management classes for Dani Alves come in useful there. They've obviously told him to keep his hands behind his back. Eye contact with the referee. Yes sir, no sir. Well, you can't touch the officials. Simeone will tell you that. Part of his 8-game ban. Great ball through, and forgettable shot from Cheryshev.
It's the wrong choice there. Anything across the face of the goal, an attempt to walk to the far post would have been much more advantageous for Villareal. Good movement off the ball. PK tracks the run. He'll probably block it if it does go towards the far post, in all fairness to Cheryshev.
Messi. Alves. We'll see once more in a one-on-one situation. 3-4 defenders come in there and created the opportunity for young Munir.
Messi cuts inside on his left foot. One or two players expecting the shot, but it was good defending. Still managed to get bodies around the Barcelona players that are in the penalty area. Pedro's turns into a hatchet man, does he, under Luis Enrique?
Ball. In some ways, Bravo will have welcomed a more difficult moment like that. So different to playing for his former club, Real Sociedad, for Claudio Bravo. Last season against Villareal, for example, he conceded 5 goals against them in one match.
Seeing Jaime Costa there, just slamming down Lunier on the floor. Again, that was quite a cynical foul. We've seen it quite a bit tonight, but there has been a chance for a counter-attack, and there's no disguising what the players are trying to do, put a stop to the attack by foul means.
To the final 5 in the first half. Alves will try to ensure that's not a lost cause. He better jump out of the way of the tackle there. Yeah, assistant referee on this near side didn't flinch.
A full-blooded challenge, wasn't it? A committee challenge from Jaime Costa. So I thought it was initially I thought it was a legitimate challenge, but he did catch Dani Alves. He's off the pitch. The play can continue.
It's off, they're down to 10 players. It's a restart for Barcelona. And it's quizzically on the bench about that, on the Villareal bench. The foot was high, but I'm not convinced he actually connected with it. Actually, yeah, maybe it did.
I think it was the low foot that connected, knock on the ankle, but Dani Alves complaining that he's caught him on the thigh. He's continued his protests with the referee. Talked himself into a yellow card.
He was clearly feeling the pain in the rear, Dani Alves. He had words with the referee's assistant. The referee wasn't having any of that yet, and you can see he was clipped, but the long studs being worn by the defender would have made that painful.
Messi taking retribution there on Cheryshev as well. You see the studs, some stud marks on Dani Alves' thigh, upper thigh. But he's been really influential in the game, Dani Alves. Hasn't made the most of the space that's been afforded to him by Villareal defence. He could just adjust his run slightly and make them more in field rather than just continuing up and down the flank. I think he'd find himself in a scoring position rather than a position where he's going to have to cross the ball. So maybe instead of an overlap, try an underlap.
Spreading the play. Real are one of the sides that the top teams in Spain don't like to play, especially at this compact stadium where they're right on top of you. It's certainly their 15th season in top-flight football. Amazing, really. They didn't reach this level until 1998. Since then, they've gone on European expeditions as Messi flights the ball in. Pina half clears, only as far as Alves. Alves continues the charge. Probably the most dominant player for Barcelona tonight. Piqué to Mathieu. Tierney's on down in the changing rooms. A lot of time time added to the first half, so this could be the final move from Barcelona. It's Pedro, Jordi Alba. Well, credit Villareal, they really are digging in. Sancho and Ruiz have been rock-like in the centre of their defence. Rakitic, Alves. Connection was made by Rafinha, but a forgettable volley.
Again, it's Dani Alves. Rafinha must give the shout to Messi, who leaves it.
Now, appreciative applause from the home supporters. They know their team have to defend against Barcelona. You can't play like with like. Dani Alves has been busy in the first half. Messi hasn't fully imposed himself. And in truth, the best chance fell to Villareal. But in the opening 45 minutes, no goals. Villareal 0, Barcelona 0.
Well, for two teams who like to get the ball down and play, it's been a pretty decent passing game on what is a terrible-looking pitch. No goals as yet at El Madrigalo. We'll get the thoughts of Ozzy and Guillem in just a couple of minutes' time. Where Barca have dominated possession, as you'd expect, Claudio Bravo had very little to do. Although Villareal did have a great chance, Barca just lacking that something special themselves to go ahead. 0-0.
Sponsored by Bet365.
Sky Sports, your home of sport. Whenever you want, wherever you are.
We're always late and it's always down to you.
Your dad won't even notice. Oh, come on.
Leave it.
Forgive him, he's an idiot.
The Ford Fiesta featuring Sync with Text Reader to help you go further.
Welcome to the world of Bet365, the land of the in-play. It's a world where you can watch as much live streaming as your eyeballs can handle. Oh, tasty. It's a place where you can cash out on your bet before the game's even done. It's no wonder Bet365 is the world's favourite online sports betting company.
I got friends, I got family here. I got friends, I got family
Look, I'll ask him.
Are you the house whisperer?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Can you ask our house what insurance would make it happy?
Of course. Easy, big fella.
For the cover your home deserves, visit Go Compare.
Until now, some cordless vacuum cleaners could only be used for smaller jobs.